Today is going to be part 3 of the axe collection, the unhung axe heads. I've got them laying all over the place. Crates down below, and even a drawer full of axe heads. So let me get y'all set up and we'll take a look. All right, first up, I have a Craftsman. This was a gift from my buddy Daniel in California. Really nice head. He collects Craftsmans, or he did, and he said this was one of the nicest heads that he had found. I think it's absolutely killer. I love it. And someday, hopefully, I'll get an opportunity to hang it. Don't know if we can see down inside, kind of faint. Somebody was drilling out the axe head or the axe handle, and they gouged all the way down the side of the inside of the eye. Chipped it out a little bit over here. So when you're drilling stuff out, be careful not to damage the heads. This next one was also a gift from my buddy Daniel out in California. Don't know if we can see the stamp here, but it says Arvika, Sweden, 3.5 pounds. From what I understand, Arvika, I thought that Arvika was just a model of a Holtzberg, but apparently, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, Holtzberg bought Arvika, and this was prior to them being bought out. Really cool head. Don't know if I'll ever hang this one, just because I've got so many other double bits, and this one's just so unique that I don't think I will hang it. Who knows? I might. Only time will tell. This next one was the very first Connie that I ever purchased. I got it from a buddy of mine. He was kind enough to part with it. He knew that I had a cruiser with the same stamp, so he parted with it. Pretty nice. You could tell it had pole damage. He cleaned this up and he did a really great job. Had a little bit of toe wear on it, but it's not horrible. Still a really nice bit. I will hang this at some point. Just have not gotten around to it yet because I don't know what size handle I want to put on it. But I think it looks absolutely beautiful. It's razor sharp. It's just a really, really cool true temper flint edge best axe made. This is a nice Dayton. I bought this for my brother to hang it. It is a true temper flint edge Kelly Works marked Bell Systems. It's got some pole damage, but nothing that can't be cleaned up. I'm going to hang this for my brother. I already have one, and I think it's a fantastic axe. It's fun to use. I put mine on a 28-inch handle. My brother wants something a little bit longer, so this will be a future project, and hopefully my brother likes it. Really cool head. This one is a little hatchet. It is a true temper flint edge, also marked Bell System. This one is going to be my little hatchet. I will hang this one. I found another one that was on an original handle and already gave that one to my brother. But this one's going to be one that I hang and use for myself. Really cool patina on it. Just looks great. Nice geometry for a hatchet. Really cool. This is another one that I got for my brother. I'm going to make him a throwing hatchet. This is a true temper. Here we go. Here's some of the eye ridges. It's a true temper. It's not marked. It's unmarked. It's what I had hoped for is what I was looking for, because I want to do some laser engraving on it for my brother and make it into just a nice throwing hatchet for him. This is one that y'all may recognize. It was done on a trade with Nate over at Iron Ox Axe Works. I think that's what it's called. I know you just changed the name of your channel, so I hope I got that right. I hope I'm not misremembering what you changed it to. But it's a true temper Tommy axe that's been damaged. Both of the nail pullers have busted off, which is completely fine, because I intend on reshaping this more like the Tommy axe, or the tomahawk that I just showed you that I'm going to give my brother. It's going to be a really cool little project, and I'm glad that Nate had it and we were able to trade, because it's exactly what I was looking for. This next one is also a true temper. This is my very first Hudson Bay. It's from what I understand, a paper label wood slasher Hudson Bay. I always have a hard time thinking about the name of these patterns. I don't know why. Maybe because they've just never been something I was really into. But I hear that they are absolutely fantastic axes, small boys type axes for taking out in the field. So I'm going to hang this on a vintage 24-inch handle and give it a try. Yeah, very first Hudson Bay true temper wood slasher. This next one I got in a trade. It is also a Hudson Bay. It's very small, very tiny, like hatchet size. It's marbles. And a buddy of mine has reached out to me, and I've been wanting him and his son to come over for a long time to hang an axe and to hang out. I think I'm going to give this one to his son. It's going to be a really cool project. Hopefully he likes it. Just another little hatchet. It is also a true temper wood slasher. Has the eye ridges, and I promise I will grab the book and tell y'all more about the eye ridges. Just simple little wood slasher hatchet. Pretty cool. Little bit of pull damage, but not much. I thought that this was going to be the throwing hatchet that I made for myself until I did a trade with Nate. This next one is a Plumb Victory carpenter's hatchet. I know it was a trade. I'm not sure. I think this is the one I got from Nate. Maybe it wasn't. I think the one that he sent me had a little bit of pull damage, but maybe this is it. I can't remember. I have to go back and check my photos. But yeah, really cool little carpenter's hatchet. I think I'm going to clean it up. I might try to put knurling on the back of the pole. I don't know yet. But a nice little hatchet. You can tell down inside the eye there. I don't know if you can see these glints. That's because when somebody drilled it out, again, they ran the drill bit all the way down the side and damaged the inside of the eye. Still, nonetheless, really cool little hatchet. This next one was an eBay find. I think it came from Russia. I'm not completely sure. I don't remember. There's a little bit of a marking here. We can see it or not. So it's an M. I think that might. No, that's just some damage. But it's just a little bearded axe. I thought it was going to be larger. I guess I didn't look at the description very well. But this, I think, is going to make a great kitchen axe. I'm going to put it on a very short handle, and instead of using a butcher's cleaver, it'll be a kitchen axe for breaking through bone and cartilage and things of that nature. think it's going to be really cool. I think I'm going to do another bloodwood handle on it. Because it definitely, because of the shape of the eye, needs to be a custom handle. Definitely going to have to be cleaned up. There's some damage. But really cool bearded axe. I am going to be on the lookout in the future for a larger bearded axe. But this one's just going to be perfect size for a kitchen axe. This was another eBay find. It's like a very small Pulaski. I got this. Actually, I got another one, and a friend of mine just had to have it. So I let it go and got this to replace it. I want to say Czechoslovakia. I can't remember exactly where it came from. But I got this for my wife. I'm going to make it into a little gardening tool for her. I think it's going to make a really cool gift for her to use in the garden. This was another cool find. It's a Stanley 4 square. I have a Stanley 4 square 5.5 plane. For y'all that don't know, the 4 square was supposed to be like the homeowner's line. It was supposed to be a lesser line, but they're really cool. I like the markings, the stamp that it has. This is going to get cleaned up. It's a little boy's axe. I think, if I remember correctly, without pulling the scale out, I think it weighs about 2.5 pounds. The bit is damaged, but I know a guy that can clean that up and make it sharp, razor sharp. Really cool Stanley 4 square, and the first Stanley axe that I intend on keeping. This is another one that some of y'all may recognize. It is the Plumb National patent applied for that I traded Nate. I need to clean it up. It's got a little rust on it. Traded him for this, and I think I'm going to put this on a 30-inch straight handle. I'm looking forward to cleaning up. I know he started on this project and then got sidetracked doing other things, so I'm going to finish up this project and actually make this a user. It's really cool. Great geometry on that. I think it's going to be a good splitter for a camp axe. And with the hardened pole, I won't be afraid to pound in tent stakes with it. Very cool axe. My first national. Another first, my first round lug Jersey Plumb. This was also a trade from Nate. He sent a handle at a different time, and he also sent a wedge with this, so it's going to be kind of a collaborative build. I'm going to hang this head on the axe head that he sent me and put the wedge in that he made from the tree in his yard. I think it's going to be a cool, it's definitely a keeper, one that's going to stay in my collection forever. Great geometry on that Plumb. Just such a cool little axe. Marked 3.5 pounds. So a while back, I traded for my very first, drawing a blank on this one too. What is it? Rafting pattern? Yes. Traded for my very first rafting pattern. It was a 4 pound, and I traded it for some work on a hand plane. Well, somebody reached out to me and said that they absolutely wanted that axe head to complete their collection, and they offered me a 5 pound to replace it. Like the 4 pound, this also has a waffle pattern on the back of it, which is really cool and supposedly relatively rare. This happens to be in pretty decent shape. Not much damage to it at all. This one is going to also go, I haven't decided yet, either on a 28 or 30-inch handle. And with a hardened pole, I'll be able to use it for all kinds of tasks. Really cool. You can tell it's 5 pounds. It's a beast. I can't wait to hang it. Just pulled out one of my crates, and I'm gonna have to be very careful with it because it's so heavy it's falling apart. But this is just a no-name, I think it's a no-name. I don't see anything on it. Just a no-name Connecticut pattern axe. I intend on hanging it and make it a user. Might be something I'm willing to let go of because I've got a bunch of other Connies. If y'all stick around to the end, I will definitely show y'all, and this may be a two-part, don't know yet because I got so many to go through, but I'll definitely go through and show y'all axes and heads that I'm willing to get rid of. Just love the Connie, and this is actually a pretty nice one. While this next one's not really an axe, it is used for splitting. It is just a really pitted maul. It's the first maul that I got. I thought it would make a really good pit and polish, and someday when I get to it, I'll get it hung. Not married to this one either. I think it's cool, but if somebody's looking for a cool maul, this will be available as well. Yeah, maybe. Let me think on that. It's so hard to let stuff go. So this particular crate that I'm digging through is all stuff that I had planned on keeping. This is a Chopper 1. I need to get a replacement for it. They still make this, so I can still order these parts, but I want to clean this up. I'm not going to hang it. I'm just going to clean it up and put it on the shelf. While I hear they work, kind of gimmicky, and I don't know. I just think it would be cool sitting up on the shelf. Interesting concept and cool piece of history. This actually just came in about a week ago. I got this from Nate. We did a trade. I really like fire axes, and this is a True Temper Kelly Works. Can't read what that says. I can't read that. But it's a True Temper 6-pound fire axe. Cool little fire axe. And I'm probably just going to have this as a wall hanger. Who knows? I might hang it at some point, but I've already got one that's hung. But yeah, I was glad to make the trade with him on this. Super cool. See if y'all can make that out. For some reason right now I can't make that out. Yeah, I can't make it out. I think it's interesting. It's like a department or somebody put an X on here, which is interesting. This next one was a gift. It's a 3.5 pound. Make a nice little user. Don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. It may just hang on the wall, and maybe I'll make it into a user. I don't know. Just got so many axes that I already use. It's hard to think of what you're going to do with them. But I think you did a good job cleaning it up. Looks like he blued it. Did a good job on it. So this is a Vaughn Sub-Zero. You can get that to focus. Vaughn Sub-Zero. It is hollow ground, which means the cheeks actually come in instead of being flared out like the Craftsman I showed y'all earlier. cool axe head. Some of the original paint on it still. It's interesting, it has the same paint scheme as the Belknap Bluegrass sounding hatchet. This is marked 3.5 pounds. It's got eye ridges, so it makes me believe it was made by True Temper. And before I move away from the eye ridges, I will definitely show you the history on it. I'm not going to forget this time. But really cool axe head. Glad I found it. So this was a Christmas gift, a Secret Santa Christmas gift. It's a knot clipper warranted. Main edge and tool. Very cool. It was hung, but the axe handle broke on me. I think the guy who restored this did a great job. I wish I knew what his process was on this, because it looks like it's more than just a bluing. It looks almost like he painted it, but it's just hard to tell. He did a great job on it. Axe looks really, really good. Just a cool piece to have in my collection. This is another one that I found locally. It is a Rogers Manufacturing Co. Superior. Let me see that or not. And it is marked 3 pounds. It is a Boys Connie. And I think this is going to make a cool camp axe. Probably going to put it on just a 28-inch handle and make it like your standard boys axe, but instead of being 2.5 pounds, it'll be 3 pounds. That's going to be a really cool user. So this is another Connecticut pattern, and it is my first Collins Legitimus stamp. Stamp is pretty decent. It's not perfect, but it's not horrible. This is an eBay find, and I didn't pay too much for it, which makes it even cooler. It's in really nice condition. I honestly can't wait to hang this and use it. I think it's going to be killer. I couldn't wait. I already put an edge on it. I think it looks fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful axe. And I just love the Connecticut pattern. The geometry on everything, the way it's shaped. Probably one of my favorite patterns. So this next axe was actually a gift from a historian that I know, Michael McBride. If y'all are into axe history, especially True Temper, Kelly Works, he has multiple books. One of the books that I was looking for, I took on vacation to read it, and it talked about the eye ridges. From what I understand, if my memory serves correct, they started with 6 eye ridges, then they moved to 5, and then they had 4, which were offset throughout the years. I can't remember exactly what True Temper called them. I looked for the book, and I think that it is with our 360 camera that we can't find. I think it's still in the luggage that got put up in storage, so I couldn't find it anywhere. I'll have to go storage and look for it. But this True Temper wood slasher jersey, just super cool, came from his personal collection. Really nice guy, very, very knowledgeable about axes in general, and specifically Kelly Works, True Temper, and just the whole history on that. If you're interested in that history at all, his books can be found on Amazon, and it's Michael S. McBride. You won't be disappointed. Go check out his literature. Very well done. He travels all over the United States, talking to people and looking at collections and going to old facilities and burial grounds and just all kinds of stuff. Just does in-depth research on the history. Very cool guy, very knowledgeable, and this apparently is his favorite axe ever. He thinks that the wood slasher line was underrated. I can see why. It's fantastic steel. And this is going to get hung as soon as I determine, I'm thinking maybe a 34-inch handle, and it'll be a user. This one weighs, if I remember correctly, it weighs in at almost 4 pounds. I almost hung this on my last hang, that one that I did on the Bloodwood. But I think that belt nap looks good on it. Oh, there we go. Stamped 4 still. Very cool axe. Why can I not remember the name of this? I have such a hard time with the name of this pattern, and I can't think of it. And y'all are probably yelling at the screen saying the name of it, but unfortunately I can't hear y'all. This is a True Temper